Hey guys, what's up? It's Dean. Welcome to Manful Yoga. The video you're about to see is a knee pain relief video, and this is part of the Bulletproof Knee series. So sometimes your knee hurts and you just need instant relief. So what we're going to do in this workout is go through some stretches that directly stretch and alleviate knee pain. So we can do that by stretching the muscles that connect to your knees, the muscles that are touching your knees, and also the muscles that work with your knees. So some hip muscles, a little bit of ankle as well. So you're going to need a block, a strap, and possibly a towel or a pillow for cushioning today. And that's only if your knee is sensitive. If you encounter any exercises or postures today that are painful, you don't need to do them. Just skip them and go to the next one. All right, let's get started. First thing is a wide-legged forward fold. So I'm going to have you grab a block, place it right in the middle of your mat, take a wide stance, press into the outer edges of your feet, squeeze your thighs toward one another, pull your chest forward and forward fold, stretching the backs of your thighs. Bring your hands to the block, press your thighs toward the back, so releasing your hamstrings, stretching the inner thighs, and also stretching the outer ankles, pushing into the outer edges of your ankles, of your outer edges of your feet. Squeezing your legs toward one another is going to help you get a deeper stretch through the inner thighs. And then I want you to squeeze your quadriceps. And again, that's going to help stretch the hamstrings. So use the block if you don't want to worry about your back here, to just pull your chest forward and kind of stay in this neutral position with your spine. If you want to go deeper, keep your back as flat as possible. Pull your chest forward as you fold. So we're working deeper into the inner thighs, maybe feeling it up near the near where your hip is. Maybe bringing the hands to the ground and just taking a few breaths here. Maybe allowing the neck to relax once you get down there. And if there's no pain in the back, you can relax the neck. And you can hold this for maybe 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes if you want. All right. Then we're going to move into a lizard. So I want you to turn your left foot out. Bring the block inside your left foot. Turn your right foot to face forward. And then lower your right knee to the ground. Now here's where the towel comes in. If you have sensitive knees, I want you to put the towel under your kneecap so you can rest that a little bit. And you're actually going to put it just behind the kneecap. So not directly on the kneecap, but just below the kneecap. That way your kneecap can kind of hang off into space a little bit and there's nothing on it. And then you're going to use your hands on the block to help stretch your hip, to keep your chest upright. So we want to have a neutral spine here. We're not rounding the back. If you want, you can maybe get into a little extension with the spine, so a little back bend. But for the most part, just a nice neutral stretch, allowing the hips to sink forward. And just very passive here. So we're not going to really work on much muscle engagement. We're just going to use our breath, particularly the exhale, to help your hips relax forward and stretch your hip flexors. And this is going to help release some of the tension from your knee. We're also going to stretch the quadricep in the process. Now, if you feel like you want a deeper quadricep stretch here and your knee doesn't hurt in full flexion, so your knee doesn't hurt when it's bent all the way, I want you to squeeze your left heel in like this and then grab your foot like so. And then just lightly hold onto the foot. Just get a nice stretch through the quadricep, through the hip flexor, from the knee up to the hip. And you can hold that for about 30 seconds. If that's too much, just go back to what we were doing before. You can relax the knee or relax the foot down. But if you want a little bit more intense of a stretch, feel free to use this. Just make sure it's not hurting your knee in the process. One more breath. All right, slowly release, and then we're going to switch sides. So if you want, you can pivot and switch to the other side, or if you don't want, you can also just step up and switch sides. So now the left knee is back. We're going to use the towel again, just as a little bit of a padding for that knee. This is a pretty thin towel. If you have a bath towel, so this is great for preventing slipping in yoga, or if you just need something to wipe off, and it's pretty compact. But if you have another towel that's a little fluffier, like a bath towel, that will help you make a bigger kind of wad that you can put your knee on. All right, so we're into the lizard again. Now allowing the left hip to open up. Squeeze your left thigh in toward the middle. Use your hands on the block to help you lean forward, to help you relax into this stretch. Breathing in and out of the nose. And again, focusing on using your exhale to work deeper into the stretch. If you want, you can bring that heel in, grab the back of the foot, or the top of the foot, lightly squeeze it in. One side might be tighter than the other. For me, my left leg is tighter because my left leg is dominant, meaning I use it more. And it's okay if one leg's tighter than the other. It just means that you use the one leg more, and that's okay. So let's do about 3 breaths here. If you want to hold on to the foot like I'm doing here, go for it. If not, if you're getting enough stretch with the foot on the ground, then that's fine as well. 2 breaths. Allow your hips to sink a little bit deeper. By the way, this is very intense for me too. I'm just kind of masking it by breathing. All right, and go ahead and release. And from here, we're going to move into a seated position. We're going to stretch your glutes a little bit. So this is a gentle stretch for your glutes. If you want a more intense stretch for your glutes and your knee is fine, use a pigeon. But for us, we're going to do a seated twist right now. So I want you to bring your right leg straight out. Bring your left leg over your right leg. Wrap your right elbow over your left knee. Sit up nice and tall, and then just kind of look over to the left, pulling your knee in toward your chest. So you should feel a bit of a stretch there in the outer hip, maybe in the lower back. If you're not feeling the stretch here, see if you can sit up a little bit taller and then twist more to the left. If you're still not feeling a stretch and you want to get a little bit deeper into this, what you're going to do is keep that position with the legs, roll onto your back, pull your left knee toward your chest, grab the back of your right leg, and then lightly pull your right thigh in. So this is a reclined pigeon stretch or a reclined figure 4. And we don't want to push the left knee forward here. We're just kind of letting it hang out, letting this stretch through the outside of the hip, through the glute and the piriformis. But if you have sciatica or you have sciatica symptoms, stretching the piriformis is going to help relieve pressure on the sciatic nerve. So this is a really good one for you guys. All right, so we can hold that one for about a minute. You're welcome to keep going. But for us, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So now the left leg is straight out. I'm going to cross my right leg over now. Bring the heel in tight to my left thigh. I'm going to wrap my left elbow around my right knee, sit up nice and tall, square my hips forward, and then look over toward the right. So pulling that right knee in toward my chest to get a stretch through the right hip, looking over to the side, sitting up tall. So again, if you're not feeling this, try sitting up a little bit taller, try looking over toward the right a little bit more, squeezing that knee in, or again, you can kind of roll onto your back, pull your right knee toward your chest, start to externally rotate the hip so the inner thigh faces up, so toward you, and then the outer thigh faces away from you. And then if you want, you can also grab onto your back of your left thigh here and hold for a little bit more of a stretch. One other really cool variation you can do here, rest your left foot. So my left foot is the one right here, up in the air right now, by itself. Rest your left foot on the ground, and then, or on the wall, and then just lightly push that foot into the wall, and that turns this into a really nice passive stretch. That helps to stretch that outer hip. So you're just going to hang out here for maybe another 2 breaths. Again, you can hold this for about a minute when you're doing this on your own. And as you're doing these stretches, I want you to pay attention to which ones really help you, because some poses are more effective for other people than they are for you. So focus on which poses are really effective for you, and then you can do just those stretches on your own when you do need that knee pain relief. right, go ahead and sit up.